Hello, this is Dr. Yum. We are going to do some density map, making a density map with some data set. So I'm going to show you how to do it from the beginning. So as you know, so you have your drivers, right? Then you create your own folder. Then I put all the data set in my data folder. So this data folder belongs to my iDrive. So do not save the data or create the data folder in your the desktop screen. Okay, you need to put those kind of the data folder in the maybe in the C drive or D drive, some specific drive, not the desktop screens. So here, as you can see, I got data here. So I'm going to put the census tract in the Cuyahoga County here, right? So we have the layer of census tract in the Cuyahoga County. So before we are going to make the density map, I'm going to tell you the basic concept of a geographical boundary. So as you can see here, geographical boundary. So do you remember the first video lecture I said the state ID of Ohio is 39, right? And then county ID was the 035. Right, so if we combine state ID and county ID like this, then it becomes 39035. This is the state Ohio Cuyahoga County ID. That is a unique ID. So also census tract. The census tract is the unit of the measurement of the populations. The block group as well and block 2. So we can measure all the data based on census tract or block groups or block, right? I believe everyone knows the definition of the census tract, the block groups and blocks, right? So we have those kind of the official geographical boundary. So here census tract, for example here, the one census tract in the state Ohio Cuyahoga County, state Ohio 39, and then Cuyahoga County here, and then 107802, which is a census tract name is this, right? Then we're gonna get rid of this point, and then it becomes 11 digit. So this is the A census tract unique ID. Okay. After that, so block group is the smaller than census tract, right? So we can see here the 12 digit. Okay, so this is the until here census tract. So we got block group ID here, and then it becomes 12 digit. Okay, so block is the smaller than block groups. Of course, that is the much smaller than census tract. So they are 15 digit. Okay, so when you see some data set, then you can see the GeoID stuff. Then try to count how many digits that ID has. If it is 11 digit, you have the census tract layer. If you see 12 digit ID, you will see you have the block group layer. If you have the 15 digit ID, then you probably have the block layer. Okay, so how we say the census tract usually in between 4,000 or 8,000 people live in one census tract. Okay, so there are some definition about how many people roughly live the census tract in the block group and block. Okay, so 2 or 3 or 4, some the block group became one census tract. And also block, there are the many blocks became one block group, right? So I will show you another pictures like this. So this is one blocks. Probably live like 100, 150 people or 200, 300 people, but it's not really accurate. Depending upon the density, the population of block or block group census tract is really different. For example, like if you compare the one census tract in the New York, in Manhattan, New York, the one census tract in the Cuyahoga County, so maybe one block groups pretty much similar to one census tract in the New York, because the population density in the New York is much higher than Cuyahoga County in the state of Ohio. So anyway, so this one blocks is located in here, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks became one block groups. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. No, this is example, not every block or block group like this. This is just example. Like as I said, like the one block here, and it is located in here. This 1, 2, 3, 4 block becomes one block groups, and this one, right? So this is one block groups here, and then this is one census tract. Okay, so maybe those are the different types of block groups. Maybe this is block group, this is block groups, right? So let me show you here. This is the blocks, which is our living college here, one block here. So we belongs to these block groups. There are many blocks here, and this is one block groups. It's one block groups. Okay, one block groups, one block groups. Each block groups has many blocks here, right? So these two blocks becomes one census tracts. Okay, these two block groups, it's one census tract. Okay, so we are measuring the population or other data through those kind of like the official boundary. They are invisible. You can see in the real world, but no, in the data set you can create the boundary like this with different colors. So look at this. So there are 62 blocks, okay, in these census tracts. Then there are 2 block groups in the census tracts. 2 block groups, right? And this is a census tract, one census tract. And this census tract is one of these census tracts. Okay? So you can say why the census tract, size of census tracts are so different. It is because of the population densities are different. Okay? So which means depending upon population increase and decrease, census tract shapes keep changing. Okay, sometimes like the 2 census tracts combined together became one census tract. Sometimes one census tract is going to be splitted and became separated 2 census tracts. It's because like the population increased, then we split the census tract. The population decreased, we combine the census tract. Right? So this is the fundamental, the concept of the geotypical boundary. Okay? So the most important thing is this ID. So you do not need to memorize like the ID, the numbers. Okay? You just need to know how many digits for the state, county, census tract, and the block groups and block. That is the most important. Okay? So anyway, so now I put this layer on here, and then I'm going to right click and then open the attribute table. So here we go. We got a state ID 39, state Ohio, 035, Cuyahoga County, and census tract ID, see, 6 digits, you know, like the 4-digit point and 2-digit, right? So we got here, as you can see here, this is the census tract ID. Actually it became like this. So we combine this and become this. So this is the census tract ID field. Okay, now we got here total populations, total female, under 5, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, which is a female, 15 to 17, 18 to 21. We got all those kind of data, population in 2018. And here we got male total populations, right? It's like the under 5, the male between 05, 09 years old, and the male population 10 to 14 years old, right? So we got a data here, which is number, and then we got a tract field, census tract, right? So I selected this one. Let me see where they are here. So if I open the attribute table again, so let's say this one, this census tract is 39035 194,800. The total population is 921. The female total is 501. Of course, this is a sample data, not the 100% populated data, the counted data. This is like the sample data. That's why we have those kind of number. Okay. So we got a 921 total population, 501 female total. We got 402 male total, right? So if we aggregate like the 501, 420 equal to 921, right? So I'm going to deselect. So now I want to express the populations on this map. So which census tract has a higher population, which census tract lower populations, right? I want to do like some kind of the female population distribution in the Cuyahoga County, right? So in order to do this, I'm going to go right click, go to property. The first of all, so I'm going to select graduate color. So previously we used a single symbol and were categorized, right? So categorized means like you can categorize all the field value, like the neighborhood names or those kind of stuff. But if you do this in this map, it means you are going to express each census tract with a different color, right? You don't need to do that, right? So this time we are going to select the graduated color like this. Then I'm going to select the female total here, right? So now so far nothing. Then we are going to click the classify. You can see here, right? Then I'm going to click apply and OK. So now we can see here, like in this area, not many females in here. This is the airport. Of course, there's no female and male. The people do not live on the airport. So like this. So here, 0 to 910. People lives here 0 to 910. So we can see like the female lives the west, south, and east side, something like this. Okay. Then now I'm going to see like it's not really, it's too simple. So I wanna change some like the percentage map. okay, against like the total population, like the percent of the total, the female against the total populations. So I'm going to click here again. So go to symbology here. So I'm going to go here, expressions. You can create expressions. So I'm going to remove those kind of stuff. You can just delete them. Then I'm going to select the fields and value here, right? Then I'm going to click the total female divided by female total divided by total population and multiply 100. And I'm going to click OK. Right? Then apply and click OK. Then classify and apply. Actually, you don't need to turn off, like just go to classify again, click the classify again, then it will shows up the percentage on here. Okay, so now we can see like the totally different maps, right? So percent of the female pretty much concentrate on the east side here, right? Some over here, but pretty much like the east side we have much more concentration of the female, total female populations, right? This is the how you can create like the density map or percentage map. Okay, so you can see like this. No, then usually what we can do, we do let's see. Okay. Then if you want to put some like the city names on here, you can just put the layer, and then you learned how to make hollow. So you can make the outline, which is a simple line. You can create the width like the 0.5, something like this. Click OK. Then you can see here, then you can put the labels that we learned it before. So I'm going to go to properties and go to label, then there's nothing. You can click this and single labels. Then select the names in here, right? Then we can apply like this. Then we can see here all the labels. And click OK. Then we can see the labels in here, right? Let's change the label color. So this color will be prepare. Let's say yellow, maybe yellow. Try. Let's make the bold. Apply. Let's make the bold and apply. And you know, sometimes like the city name is too long. So what we can do, we can go to formatting here. And as far as I remember, it's like we were doing like this, lines, this part. If I do the apply, yes, it changes like this. It changes like this, right? So if you like this, you can just make it like this, or if you don't like it this, to go up, you can just something like this. You can just go to no automatic wrapping, applies go like this. It goes one character, two character. Let's apply this. Something like this. Okay. So it depending upon your preference, you can do this. I'm going to make it like just one, and apply. And as we did before, I'm going to go to web and OSM, and I just put the background images, right? I don't really like the color of the label, so so I do not want to. I want to change it some kind of, what else? Blue, something like here. Oh, it looks better. Okay. Then I'm going to go symbologies. Okay. Okay, everything is okay. Good, good. Right. So then now, this is how we can make the map, the percentage maps, right here. So 76, that's over here. Okay. So actually, this is we complete the creating a density map. So, but we actually want to create some like the format to print out. Okay. So after that, I'm going to go like the project, and it was like then we're gonna go like the new print layout. Then you can title, you can say like the population, Kehoga track population. Click OK. Then it will brings you like this, right? So this is the map formatting, like the map layout, like here. So what I'm going to do here, if you click here like this, you're gonna insert the map. So these maps, okay? So if you do here, you can just do like here, then you are selecting the area that you are going to insert the map, like this, okay? But you did not click this. I click this. So I'm going to, you can see like the here ruler, but I'm not, I'm going to just roughly see here, go like this, something like this. Then your map is here. Okay, so this is like, for example, this is your like the A4 or PDF, right? Something like this. Then you can put the legend in here. Legend. You can put the legend here. Something like this. Okay. So I do not want to see this one. So I'm going to go into, this is the legend. I'm going to go like the item property. So here you can see here the item property here. So I'm going to item property. Where's the, okay, let me go item property here again. So here you can see the item property here, but look at here, look at the huge space in here. I do not want to use this one, so I'm going to click the minus. So I'm going to click this minus, but if you leave it like the auto update, it will be, you cannot use it. So I'm going to uncheck, then click this and minus, then it's gone. right? So also you can change like this kind of underbar if you don't like it. So you can go here like this. And you can just say cities, right? And go here. Then also you can go here, census tracts, and Cuyahoga counties, and go here. So now we are done, right? So then now we can do like the population percent, something like this. Okay, then close it. Then now we may need to put some like the north arrow. Then I'm going to click this and go to here, maybe like this. This is north arrow. Okay, this side is north. Then I want to put the scale bar. Click here. Then you just do the scale bar here, something like this. So 10 kilometers. Then I'm going to change this one and like the item properties. And then here, this is kilometers. I'm going to click the miles and something like this. We good? So we can see like the 2.5 and the 5 mile. Okay. So actually then, you know, you can put some like the map informations here. So we can just click the T means a text. And you can just like put some here, like you can create something like this. Then right click, item properties. Then you can write down Cuyahoga counties, census tract, populations, right? So then something like this, and this is a font size 10, 18, something like this. 18 will be fine, right? Let's make 20, and we can create a little bit larger. Right, so this is the map title. You can move a little bit like this here. Populations, right? And what else do we need? We may need here another small text box, right? Because we need to write down something on here. Then I'm going to put the item box here. So I'm going to say like for the future you have to write down this here data source, census, date. Today is like the June 24 and 2021, and then special reference. So you're gonna learn later, so you need to write down something here in the future. And then classification method. So we classify this percentage by like the quantile, right? You remember that? Like this one. Go to property, symbology. This is quantile. Here, quantile. So what we need to do, we need to write down here quantile, and mapped by me, right? So those kind of things are kind of the pretty much very simple information for your map, because like the people who are reading or watching or read the map, they need to know like the data sources from Census Bureau, and then it made that map was like the June 24th and 2021. The special reference is something, and then classification is quantile or like the natural break or equal interval, something like this. And then who made this? This is pretty much very simple map elements that you have to put inside. So let's make the font size a little bit large. Yeah, maybe this is enough. Then you may put this thing on here, right? So yeah, this is it. Then you can save this to like your folder. Not like this, not these things. Cancel. I'm going to put this thing again, and here, this one, export as an image. This one, not the save. Go to layout, export as an images, right here, and you can do like the JPEG, right? The ancestral populations, right? So then you can just save it, and you can change like the resolutions. So I'm just going to save it. Save. So it says like the export layout successfully exported, blah blah blah, right? So I'm going to so this is the JPEG images, right? So you can just put this thing on your Word document, right? So it's gonna be pretty much similar to the assignment. Okay, so remember, so we learned today how to create the density maps, right? Like this. It's pretty much easy, the percentage map here, and then how to create like how to export your images to the JPEG, so you can actually use these things, and then you learn how to insert the legend, the map title, node arrow, scale bars, and other like the map elements. So those are pretty much very, very fundamental basic skill to create the density map. Okay? So then for now, this is it. Thank you for watching the video.